Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, Test Realm has just finally gone into Live Realm, which basically means the update is here, and I have already discovered the best methods to get your tier 5 spells within this new update. Now, in case you are living under a rock or you're not aware of this update, essentially in the spring update, they added Spellment Paths to Scion. They added paths to spells like, Scimitar right here, S'more Machine, all that stuff, FFA, which basically means you can farm stuff like Cantrip chest right here, as you can see on the screen, or you get level scale down and farm bosses in their respective worlds, similar to past arcs. However, as usual, Cantrip chests are still the best method right now as of this time to get the best spellments. So essentially, if I'm going to want to go for stuff like, Raging Bull, on the fire, I'm going to want to go to Polaris and farm the chest here, because that way I will only get the spells that are dropped in Polaris, like Raging Bull, Rasolka, Winged Sorrow, that kind of stuff, Baba Yaga, right? Anyways, I'm going to throw on some gameplay here to help you guys out with where you want to go and the best strat. So obviously for cantrips, you are going to have to go see Abner, the blue person in the wheelchair, and they will give you the Cantrips 101 quest. Once you do that, you'll go to Wisteria, get your magic touch, and once you can do that, you can start opening cantrip chests around the spiral. So you're going to need obviously 3 people, yourself and 2 others, to do these chests. And if you want to go and do the players ones, the best place I recommend is going to have to be the Urville Station, I believe is pronounced. But this is a really great area. Generally, when you're looking for cantrip strats, you want to look for a more like small, condensed area that will, spawn a lot of chests. Typically, there's about 1 or 2 per realm that will always respawn within like 15 seconds or so, I'd like to say. And real quick, I do want to talk about some of the spellments you get from doing the players ones and which ones are actually worth going for you, because you might have some that you think are really good and you're going for, and you might have some that you just don't really care to go for. So I am going to help you guys with that. So one spell you are definitely going to want is Raging Bull. This spell is the new fire meta card. This card alone is carrying fire to be a top 2 school this update. So essentially, if you're a fire player and you're not getting Raging Bull, you're essentially just throwing. There's also Snowball Barrage, which isn't terrible. It's not really anything too great, but it's cool if you want to play more offensive on an ice, it could work. Then we have, our beloved Rasolka as well. Unfortunately, right now, this spell does not have a bottom path because it is bugged, the aura bug, which we'll see a lot probably in this video, or I'll mention it a lot. But for PvE players, you can get Rasolka right now. It is pretty good. It's got a nice buff for you there on tier 5. Actually, who am I kidding? You guys know what spells drop here in players. I'm just going to tell you guys what you are going to want and what you're not going to want to get. So on a life wizard, you are definitely going to want to get Wings of Fate. It's pretty good. You're going to want to get the balance spell, Nested Fury, as well. It's bugged right now, of course, but once they fix it, it's an amazing card. You're not going to want to get Wing Sorrow. You're not going to want to get Baba Yaga. They're just both really bad spells. Yaga might be good on its bottom path when they fix the minions and all, but as of right now, the damage is terrible and the minion is useless, right? So, no point. Rusalka, obviously great. It's bugged right now, but it'll be great once they actually fix the bug. Snowball Barrage, if you want to play aggro on an ice, knock yourself out. And Bull is basically carrying the entire meta right now. So definitely go ahead and get that Bull. Okay, next up we have Mirage. So in Mirage, generally, I want to say a lot of these spells aren't that good. A lot of them are just copy and pasted, unfortunately. However, Mirage, you are probably going to want a couple of things. Okay, you're gonna definitely want Iron Sultan. Right now, this card is bugged because it's related to the aura, but this is one of the most broken spells, I'd argue, in the update. You are not going to want Climacalism. A-Bomb is simply just better, and you don't have to farm tier 5 for Climacalism. Save yourself the time, y'all. You are not going to want Scimitar on a fire because FFA is simply just better. You're not going to want Snake Charmer either on a myth because they butchered that card. It's like up there for one of the worst spells in the game now, so I feel bad for you myth mains. Yumasu for life is actually really good, but unfortunately because of the aura bug, you can't get it right now, but you are definitely going to want to get it once they fix that bug, because one of the best life spells in the game for playing aggro. Kisma's Curse is insanely OP on a death. You're definitely going to want to get that and try to at least get it to tier 5. And Sandworm on the balance is okay. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, it might be good. We'll have to see, I couldn't really tell you, but it's not bad to at least get it to tier 2. And in the gameplay, you'll see the best place we found to farm this was in the Istanova place, I think it's pronounced. I mean, I know it's hard to talk English, holy cow, Liam. But yeah, it's essentially that snake place where it's like a big giant hall. Now, these cantrip chests, they are not like on the ground. They're up in weird places. So like you have to snipe the cantrip chest. So be very careful. They're not going to be on the ground and not be normal. They're going to be like at the top of the map. It's really weird. They can be hard to hit. And generally, in areas like this, there's like a spawn area where you go into the area, a middle area, and like a back area. So with your 3 players, generally, no matter if you're doing it in Mirage or Polaris or whatever, you're going to want to divide your 3 players after you activate that cantrip chest too. And lastly, we have Empyrea for the Scion Spellements. So for this one, we actually went to Husk, and Husk is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. You could also go to the main hub area in Empyrea. It wasn't bad as well, but I preferred Husk because there's essentially 5 islands. So you'll essentially divide players, your 3 players on these islands, and a cantrip chest will always spawn and you'll just port to them. And a nice tip as well is if you're, doing this strat, be sure to leave a marker at your area. So for example, I left mine at the top of the map by the Storm Titan. So I would port to my friend, get a chest, go back to that marker, and check my area, tell them the port maybe, so on and so forth. Again, this can be copy pasted to any of the worlds in this video I'm talking about, or previous cantrip methods I've talked about here on the channel, y'all. And for the other 2 cards we have, which are Dark and Stormy, and I believe what is like Sound and Musicology, you actually cannot get these via cantrip chest right now. I looked everywhere in those worlds, I cannot find any, so unless I'm literally the unluckiest guy on planet Earth, or they just didn't put them in this update, they just seem to not be there, unfortunately. And I guess the last thing I could talk about here is the Dark Moist spells. These spells did not get like tier 3, 4, or 5. It simply goes from like PvE standard to advanced combat. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. I think they just give you a spellment for free, or if you do PvP, you can just buy one for like 1 ticket, which is essentially free, right? Like you could go into PvP, flee a game, and then get the spellment, right? It's not that hard. So yeah, I mean that's everything for this update, and the best method to get this stuff really. And hope you guys enjoyed it. If you found this video useful, leave a like and a sub. If not, that's okay. Thank you for watching this far, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, y'all, and take care.